Unbelievable. Well, hello, Crime Stoppers. A lovely Sunday morning. Nope, a lovely Sunday afternoon. It was morning when I attempted to start this thing, but it's now past noon. So, anyway, a lovely afternoon. I woke up to the smell of bacon this morning. That was pleasant. I'll show you. Where shall we start? Let's start with this. Expensive. All right, that's vitamin C. Oh, and do I have that thing here? Remember, I can barely see out of these glasses because of the way the light is. But anyway, all right, yep, there it is. Boink. I'll put that right here. We'll start with that. And it should have been in my title. I was going to talk about vitamin C, but here is vitamin C. This is bioavailable. I've seen places where it says this is 6 times more potent than regular. So this would be like taking, and that's a dubious claim. 6 times more available. So let's see here. This would be 6,000. This would be like taking 9,000. No, but it is absolutely more bioavailable because you take, if you only took like say 100 milligrams, like this candy right here. Okay, this is candy. This is not vitamin C. This is not good for you. This is not, well, okay, it's not bad for you. But if you read the ingredients, let's read the ingredients here. Ingredients. What's the first ingredient? Sugar. Yep. And then corn syrup, which probably has mercury in it. I'm just reading the ingredients right off the bottle. And then water, then gelatin, porcine gelatin. So in other words, pig fat in their hooves and, lips and assholes. And let's see here. Finally, we get to absorbic acid. And then after that, sodium ascorbate, sodium citrate, and natural flavors. Not to mention, they've got lovely color. So calling these vitamin C or thinking that these are, what did they did adult gummies, my ass. These are child gummies, and these gummies contain about 250 milligrams, maybe, if they're telling you the truth. And yeah, better than candy. So if you're going to give your children candy, why not give them this, which at least has some vitamin C in it, or, they pretend to put some vitamin C in there. This is better. And find out, I've done entire videos. In fact, one of my the most watched videos on the math channel is, oddly enough, was about lipospheric vitamin C or liposomal vitamin C, where I show you how to make it. I think I got like I got a whole bunch of sales out of Australia out of that. But anyway, Lip C. This is the stuff. And then, if you're not using that, did I get this? Oh, that's magnesium. Where'd the other one go? Oh, I didn't bring it. I didn't? Apparently I didn't bring it. All right. Oh, well. There's another vitamin C. There's just regular old vitamin C. And if you read the ingredients, it's just vitamin C. And it doesn't have a whole bunch of sugar and food coloring and freaking... All right. And then there's this stuff. All right. They're getting a bad rap lately because, yeah, there's sugar in here and so forth. But there's also electrolytes and other vitamins. And it fizzes, which makes it easier to absorb because it's like champagne or any kind of bubbly alcohol. Beer, the alcohol will sit on the outside. The vitamin C will sit on the outside of the bubbles. The minerals and so forth will sit on the outside of the bubbles and giving you a larger surface area, and you get slightly better absorption than this stuff right here. This is better, and I put the link right down there so you guys can read about it. It's a pretty good link. Talking about how what we're basically doing is taking the absorbic acid and surrounding it with a lipid, and then that makes it so that it can get through your cell walls easily. That, and then, oh, I have it handy. Oh, shoot. Yes, I do. I'm not recommending this brand or Puritan's Pride. I just happen to have some. Okay, this is synergistic with vitamin C. This will help your blood vessels. This will also keep you from... See, and I can't talk about it, but see, there's this thing going on, and there's this protein, and it's not good for you, and it causes problems. And they're injectionating it into you. So this is one of the things that can help stop the clot shot from doing what the clot shot does. All right. And then there's also this. And this comes from Sarah Westall, actually. I got it from her. And I didn't use the promo code or anything because, give her the full value. What I'm doing is basically donating to Sarah Westall, but I get C60 in the process. Okay. Have noticed the difference taking this. Also, it's got the turmeric in there and so forth. This is good shit. Expensive, but good shit. All right. This I can say with alacrity, and I just went to the nearest place I could get it because I wasn't going to order it online and wait for it to come and so forth. I needed handfuls of it because I have a silly person in my life that decided that they would kiss somebody that got vaccinated and then they got sick for 10 days. Never seen this child sick for more than 2-3 days in a row ever in my life. And 10 days later, he's still, and it laid him on his ass for about 5 days, like literally sleep all day, get up, eat, go back to sleep. This made the big difference. All right, D3. You should know about how this works, but basically what it does is it makes the lipid, the fat layer around your cell walls that much fatter because of this, and it makes it so that the proteins cannot spike through, and then they can be sloughed off, and then you can excrete them, or they'll wind up in your muscle tissue, and your body will take care of it. This is not like, don't be afraid. It's not the have-all, be-all killer thing that some people are trying to make it out to be. It ain't no fun, I guarantee that, but it's not that potent, and there are things that can mitigate the problem. And be happy that these people are so freaking evil that they put it on they practiced on a group of people that were basically vitamin D deficient, and it worked on them. But if you have a large amount of vitamin D and a large amount of vitamin C, not so effective. You can also just eat plants right, that are full of it, full of these things. All right. Really, you guys going already? Hey, up there in Canada. Canada, you guys are making some difference up there. And I can't talk about it. It's amazing. On this platform, I can't talk about it. And I can't make videos to load up. Actually, I probably could. I bet you there's a way with the technology that's in the place that I'm in now where I could actually figure out how to make a video and then load it up. And then, by the way, BitChute compromised. BitChute compromised. Absolutely fucking compromised. Certain videos you just can't get them to play. And if you talk to certain people on certain topics, it won't even load up. So it looks like Rumble, Odyssey, and you guys, last time I was up here, you guys had a whole bunch of them that you mentioned. Anyway, there's that. No, let's have some delicious liberal tears. Oh, and then let's have a little conversation about this. This is good because, especially if you are taking stuff like this that's got a lot of sugar in it, then the main thing you need to burn off that sugar or process, assimilate, get rid of the sugar is this nutrient right here, which is magnesium. And then also, I should do a whole video about making kefir grains. A lovely breeze. Hopefully that's not screwing up the, because you can't hear it. I can't hear it if it's, here, I'll put this in the way. Because you can't hear it when you're doing it, but then when you hear the video afterwards, you can hear the mic noise from the wind on it, and I don't have a way to shelter this mic. Anyway, so can you hear it? Is it? Yep. All right, try to understand. Do I have it? I should have got that ready before I even started this. Yes, I have it. I just got to dig for it. Shoot, I got all my paperwork together, and that's one of the things. Okay, because the last time I did this, I was showing you the DUNS numbers. We looked up the DUNS numbers, and for those of you that understand, okay, so like on this one, here's a legal notice from the Kingdom of Hawaii that I'm going over and helping them to all right, so they mention the State of Hawaii Corporation. All right, first off, State of Hawaii Corporation, State of Hawaii, all caps. All right, they have a DUNS number, which I'll read you something here a little later. United States Corporation, and that's just United States. That's not the United States. It's not the United States of America. We've been over this ad nauseum. It's just United States, and then you put the DUNS number in there. there is no question that this is a private corporation anymore. They can't even begin to raise. They can't be like, right? They can't act under color of law. They can't keep lying to you. And see, many people have figured out they've lied to us about every fucking thing. Everything. They have lied about everything. Your history, your math, your physics, your everything, your English. You don't know how to fucking read, as it turns out. Bam, here it is. All right, so last time I did this and I watched my video, you couldn't see because the camera can't get it, so I'd have to like hold it up really close for you guys to take screenshots. There is, all right, but I'll just read them off. But there are all the DUNS numbers, and I was going to make a PDF of this, and anyway. But let me just put it up as close as can so you can read the DUNS numbers. Oh, and by the way, the new copy of this, there's a second page because we keep finding them. There is no such thing as United States IRS. There is no such thing as the United States IRS. There isn't any such fucking thing. What we have is the Department of the Treasury IRS. Oh, by the way, they wrote me a letter. I haven't gotten a letter from them for a long time, and this time it came from Kansas City, Missouri. And let's see here. Can I find it? Do I have it here? I thought I put it over here for... Nope, it must be in the other room. Oh, no, it's not because I removed everything. So it's here someplace. Donde está? I don't know. All right, hold on a second. Bro, I thought I was ready. Turns out not. Anyway. That? Nope. This? Nope. Oh, there it is. I got a little pile of paperwork. I got my to-do list is sitting on this table. All right, so here is a trick that they do. They send you the letter. Oh, look, it looks all official and shit, right? All right. You can see they sent it to me. And there's my happy address. This is on my website, so I don't give a shit if it's on the thing, right? This is my depository. This is the private mailbox. Okay, see that AVE right there, frauds and swindles. And you should look up Title 18 and frauds and swindles. Let's see here. The all caps name, frauds and swindles and fictitious names. Let's see here. The HI. Okay. Anyway, also notice how they don't give me a street address because they don't want me to be able to fucking drive over to where they are, right? So they just give you Kansas City, Missouri and the zip +4. And I have found that you don't have to, all the rest of this stuff, no need. All you need is the zip +4 and it'll get there. We've tested this out. So name and zip +4. All the rest of that is superfluous copyrighted information, by the way, that you're using. So I am going to stamp this with a red stamp that I should have brought up here because I was going to stamp it right in front of you guys. That basically mentions the various titles. And actually, let's look that up right now just so I can, it should be on the top of my head. Let's see here. It's 241 and 242 is acting under color of law, but that's not what I want. What I want is just enough wind to make a mess. 18 USC. I'm just going to put fraud, swindles, fictitious. Actually, it's just fraud and swindles. There you go. 1341. There you go. See, I should have known. 1341 is frauds and swindles, and 1342 is fictitious names. All right. So anyway, I'm going to say return it to them without opening it because that's how they get you. If you open it, must be you, right? These buggers, they're smart, but they're not that smart, and they use the same tricks every fucking time. So anyway, if I open this envelope, well, then that has to be me. That's why, remember when I did the 3-cent stamp thing, and I had it, right? The guys in court can't even open an envelope if it's not addressed to them. You're not supposed to open stuff that's not addressed to you, but you're not, being that we've been indoctrinated into a public education system wherein they make you think this is how you're supposed to address an envelope. Yeah, so you open it, and then that would say that I must be this thing. No, I'm authorized to represent. I'm the authorized representative. That's not me. Right? So if you want to send a letter to me, you got to use a different name, right? Who I am. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to take a photocopy of this with the stamps on it, put return to sender on it, and then I'm going to write them a little letter because I've already written to them 3 times. This is them attempting to see, poking the, right? Does this guy know his shit or not? Can we get this guy to come back under the whore of Babylon or not? And the answer is no, you fucking can't. Anyway, so the stamp basically is just going to have Title 18-242, frauds and swindles and fictitious names, because that ain't me. And it took me, right? And the bet that these guys are making is that you don't know your fucking name, right? You walk into court, you don't even know your name, right? The insurance companies, the guys that write their bonds, they're betting that you don't know your name. All right. Let's see here. This IRS, Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue Service. Do you see United States anywhere there? Do you? Do you see United States anywhere on that envelope? Do you see the words United States anywhere on this envelope? All right. Private corporation. And the private corporation, their DUNS number. And see, now there's no argument, right? Stare decisis. No need for adjudication, right? We've got them. Let's see here. See, and he got it over here. He changed it, though. It's now Department of Treasury, Internal, right? And their DUNS number, for those of you taking notes at home, grab your paper and pencil. The DUNS number is 040539587. Let me repeat that because it sounds vaguely important. Wait, you can't have that.
I need it.
Okay. Well, I'll bring it back when you're done. Because I was gonna, he just took the Black's Law Dictionary. Anyway, that's amusing. Because I was gonna use it to point out a couple of things. One, go get your Black's Law out and look up the word Borg. But I mean, get your Black's Law out and start reading definitions. Anyway, U.S. Internal Revenue Service, IRS. No such person. But Department of the Treasury, IRS, yes, that thing exists. And their DUNS number, their blanket DUNS number, and this is just one of the satellite offices, right? They compete in groups of 3 because they're all 9-digit numbers. IRS, their DUNS number, 040-539-587. Trust but verify. You should look these up. United States Corporation, 05271-4196. These are DUNS numbers. This is a fuck of a lot of research that you are benefiting from because I know most of you are too fucking lazy to pick up a pen or to do anything, but we're getting down to condition critical. They're killing us. Holy crap, you guys are going to town over here. And just understand, this thing doesn't end with lockdowns and, tyranny and perpetual, bullshit, mandatory this and mandatory that, and you having to show a vaccine passport. Oops, shouldn't have said that out loud, but that's not how this ends. In fact, it ends like this for a lot of them. Just understand that's coming. If you take a look around, they're having war games. They're just playing war. They're playing war. Their biggest war games in 40 years. And the Russians' biggest war games in 40 years. Don't worry, though, Muggles. It's just war games. They're just playing. They're not moving troops around because they're getting ready to shoot each other or anything. They're just playing. If me was you, I would fucking prepare, right? This is my probably going to be one of my last warnings. Prepare. You better get food. You better get water. Maybe you want to get a satellite phone. Might not get delivered to you in time because a lot of things aren't going to work the way you expect them to. And many of the highways, roadways, and so forth that you're used to using, freeways, the big ones, you'll notice that there are homeless camps on the sides of the roads. Yeah. Who's in those homeless camps, and are they going to let you pass? All right. And most of you don't have the gumption to run them over or do any of that kind of stuff. So I would move now while you still can. I would get food now while you still can. I would do, right? It's coming. It's fucking August. We are late in the day. I'm supposed to be off of this island. But I'm not. Let's put it that way. All right. Anyway, United States. That's just United States. It doesn't say the United States. It's just United States. 0527-14196. So take a screenshot. I don't know if I can get it close enough where you guys can see it. Right? Because when I saw the other one and I held it up there and you couldn't see jack. Anyway, a lot of these guys, let's see here, state of Hawaii. And so you got to go find your own state. This is my state. So I looked up state. Maybe you want to look up Arizona or California or wherever you're at. State of Hawaii, their DUNS number 0776, right? So 077-676-997. That's 077-676-997 for those of you that are in Hawaii. Again, stare decisis. This fucking proves that they are private service, government service corporations whose employees all have oaths of office, which, by the way, is to uphold the constitutions. And obviously they're not doing that, are they? So they're in violation of their oaths. They're in violation of their emoluments. We shouldn't be paying these people. Anyway, and you can put this in your paperwork. So on this one, for example, oops, it's a little breezy all of a sudden. Oddly enough. Holy crap. All right. It was fine all day. So let's see here. Winds of change. Over here, on this, see, and I'm working with the lady that wrote this thing up. That should be in caps. It should say United States. And United States Corporation Company, no such feature. Just United States. It's a government service corporation. And the DUNS number. Done. No argument. Right? We've got them dead to rights, people. Okay, it took a long time for people to wake up to the fact that we are ruled by private corporations, and those private corporations conspire with each other, right? All right, so United, for example, they're doing some mandatory stuff with this. All right, no, you can't, because if you look under Title 21, it'll tell you directly that you cannot mandate experimental anything. And you have to give full disclosure. So now they're in violation of Nuremberg codes. So they're in violation of international law, as well as United States codes, as well as common decency. Mandating this is insanity, and most people don't know how to stand up. So I have the Solar report. I should probably put a link to those and fucking open them up and read them. From some of the questions and some of the email I get, I can tell you haven't read it. Just read over the documents. She covers it in the documents. What they're doing is illegal, unlawful. Right? Pretty simple. And again, what you want to do is write documents that don't. There's no need for adjudication. They cannot argue the fact. They can't pretend or lie, because that's what they do. Is they just lie that they're not private corporations, right? They put the .gov behind IRS so that they could pretend they were part of United States Corporation. Technically, they are. They subcontract with each other. These are the guys that are collecting for the war bonds going all the way back to 1812. In case you weren't aware, Civil War, all we did was stop shooting each other. We never did. There's no peace treaty. The nation hasn't been healed and put back together. All we did was start killing each other with guns. You're going to figure out that the bar, oh, by the way, the bar, here is their DUNS number, the American Bar Association, a private corporation, and they don't let you in that club. 0505-73591. That's 050-573-591. That's the Bar Association's DUNS number. They are also a private corporation. And by the way, people that swear an oath to this bar, their oath supposedly supersedes their oath to the Constitution for the United States of America. All right. That would be treason, wouldn't it? Because no man can serve two masters. And so one oath supersedes the other. Which oath do you think that they hold more dear? The one to protect and serve your rights, your fundamental, unalienable, unalienable, God-given rights, the rights that you were given by your creator, or the one that makes them money? Which one do you think that they prefer? All right. Get a little tired of the mealy mouths and the people, right? Because it's now it's treason. They're killing us. They're raping children. They're killing us. The time for you Christians to pick your swords up is now. And that sword, oops, looks like this. Probably you don't want the red one. Well, you do for certain documents, and you should know how to use your red pen. But Harold's purple crayon, much mightier than the sword. All right. And if you can't do it, then sit there and let them kill you, and grieve for the ones that you've lost. And how many of you know people that did this? It's going to be soon, but probably, and we get this from Martin Armstrong, we get this from Cliff High, we get this from others. Wow, what a pain. We get this from many. It's just windy and stuff's blowing around. Who are seeing a spike in the number of people that are no longer with us in February, March, that time frame, the first season of 2022. And it's coming. We have now figured out, and I can put video here, but again, I'll just get the thing removed. So I'm going to have to go elsewhere, and you're going to have to go look it up yourself. Oh, look, I can talk. Let's see here. So the Wooplosion, that comes from Cliff. That's not the one I wanted, though. Look up Ryan Cole on Rumble. And oops, there's that one. There's the and then there's another one that I just watched. Oops, and I don't have it here. But basically, what I've been saying on my webpage and on well, not on my webpage, but on my Facebook page, which is not mine, it's theirs, is very simple. How do you test for something that you've never isolated? How do you calibrate a machine to test for something if there is no isolate? So I would take a look at what just happened up there in Alberta, Canada. And everybody's saying he didn't win nothing. Yeah, he did. He absolutely won, because with an FOIA, and you can do the same, write an FOIA yourself. It's not hard. That's how the beginning of this journey started way back in the 90s when I started writing some FOIAs to this private corporation called the IRS with DUNS number 040539587. Where's your statute of creation? Oh, they ain't got one. How come the words United States don't appear anywhere on your letterhead? As I've shown you clearly. Find me the words United States, not there. See, when I wrote all these other agencies that were actually a part or subsids of the parent company United States, they all have United States. I wrote to the United States Department of what did I write? I wrote the Department of Labor. I wrote the Bureau of Land Management. I wrote BLM. I wrote the EPA, United States EPA, which was created by Richard Nixon in 1974. Why? Because within 48 hours, they gave me their creation statute. They were created by Congress, all these different departments. All right. These guys over here, this IRS guys, they were never created by Congress. Some of you might know this story. I'll tell it again if you want to hear it. We'll make it brief. But way back in the day when I used to have a securities license, I used to be a principal broker, and I used to do quite a bit of volume on this island because there's quite a bit of money here. I saw some stuff on the internet. This is way back in the 90s, and I was probably using I don't even remember what browser I was using, but it wasn't one of these because they hadn't been invented yet. I read this thing that said, hey, see, because people were trying to use the internet to give people information. But as you know, as much information is out there as much disinformation is out there. So I'm one of them guys, trust but verify. Again, every fucking thing that I've said, you should probably take with a grain of salt and verify for yourself. Anyhow, these guys put up this thing that basically says they don't have a state creation statute, and they're not an official government, and this and that, right? And the words of the United States don't appear. And I went, well, that's really easy to check, because nothing I ever got from them says United States on it. It just says Department of Treasury. And we presume, because they get you to presume things. You presume that you were a U.S. citizen. You presume that you're the chattel property of this corporation because they're bankrupt and they need your funds to keep the freaking ball rolling. And I thought, well, that's bullshit, because I do tax planning. I set up I set up trust. I set up all kind of, I do all that kind of stuff. So, and IRAs, and set up all kind of accounts for people. The name's escaping me. UGMAs, right? Uniform Gift to Minors Act, and so forth. And you used to be able to put like $2,000 into a tax deferred account, so forth. All right. Anyway, so I set up all those things. And so when they're telling me that, the IRS isn't a real government entity, I was like, well, that's bullshit. So I wrote the IRS a letter. And I just came across those things, by the way, recently. Need paperweights. All right. So And basically all it said was, and it was a Freedom of Information Act request. It wasn't just any old letter. I actually used the Freedom of Information Act. And there's a way to do the form. There's a way to put it out in the way that meets the requirements for the Freedom of Information Act, including that you'll pay fees and so on. Anyhow, they come back with this letter that basically says, we don't have to respond to interrogatories from muggles like you, right? You're questioning the authority of Congress to lay and collect tax, blah, 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 threatening letter. I was like, I never fucking questioned the Congress's. I asked you for your creation statute, and I asked you for why the words United States don't appear in your letterhead. So I sent that same basic letter to 5 different places, SEC, BLM, anyway, all these different guys. Within 48 hours, every single one of them responded to me. Like, I had it instantly. And I had a conversation with a lady from the SEC about the fact, well, one, she's like, why do you need a FOIA request when this information is readily available in any public library? I was like, well, and then we had a little conversation about the IRS not being able to provide me with this simple information. And then, anyway, and then it was interesting because notice to agent is notice to principal, notice to principal is notice to agent. Many of the agents are not principals, but they know what the fuck's going on, and they keep their mouths shut because they want to collect a paycheck. Anyhow, so I bundled up all of that, those things where they, hey, look, and I didn't have to ask about United States because United States EPA, United States SEC, United States Bureau of Land, United States Veterans Administration, etc. All of them have U.S. in their seal or on their letterhead or something. So that point was moot. It was like because they were answering, and obviously, okay. So then the next thing is what's their creation statute, and bam, they were all able to cite their creation statutes. IRS could not cite their creation statute. Anyway, so I sent that back to them with a letter that basically said, I'm not questioning the authority of Congress to lay and collect tax. I'm not. And by the way, where the fuck did they get off taxing your property? You want to explain to me? Oh, because you went to slave school like I did, and you think that they have the right to tax your property. They have no right to tax your property. None. Unless they have a contract, which they do. But you don't know about this contract, so you might want to rescind these contracts, rescind and revoke your power of attorney. They don't get to vote by proxy for you anymore. They're not authorized to represent your DBA or your quote unquote straw man, which is a word they don't recognize. They don't recognize the word straw man. Inlegious is the word they recognize. Anyhow, so I send all this back to them, basically saying, look, none of these other agencies had difficulty citing their creation statute. Why can't you? They send me back another letter. And this is back when by the way, the FOIA used to have some teeth, and it was gutted by a man named George Bush and then further gutted by another guy named Barack Obama. They fully made it so that they don't have to answer if they don't want to, right? Why? Because they're private corporations. They have no duty. Even though under USC 553, or is it 552? It's 553A or 552A, whatever, Privacy Act, they have a duty to respond. If you ask them questions, they cannot conceal from you because that would be fraudulent concealment. So they do have a duty to respond. And there's numerous court cases, etc. And again, stare decisis, and I can pull up the res judicata, but stare decisis, there is no fucking need to adjudicate the fact that they have to respond to you. All right, so they I send that pile of paperwork in with another letter that basically says, I'm not, answer the fucking question, basically in short verbiage. And they send me back a letter that says, well, this request requires more, more research. Please send your request to the IRS reading room, blah, 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 Pennsylvania, and so forth. All right. So I bundle all of that up. Now it's like this thick, right? In a flat envelope. And I send that all off to the IRS reading room in Pennsylvania. And I never got a response. So using the prudent man rule, a prudent man had attempted to find the creation statute for the IRS. And I have determined that they ain't got one because there isn't one. All right, they do have a DUNS number, so they are a private corporation. All right, so you got problems with the IRS? Well, you got problems with a private corporation because they have made all manner of presumptions to which you have agreed because you sign the fucking forms once a year. So if you signed the form last time, they expect you to sign the form next time and give you a percentage of your property. Your property, your labor is your property. See, there's rights, and See, damn it, he just picked it up and he's not going to bring it back. Anyway, I was going to pull it out of there and read to you from Black's Law, but he's working on paperwork also, a friend of mine. And the definition in Black, there's intangible rights, right? And there's intangible property and there's physical property. Okay, so your rights are part of that, are your property. Your labor is definitely your property. They may not tax. That's why in previous videos I've talked about property is a big word, and you should look it up in Black's Law. Understand the word property. Understand the word rights. So it is. Those are a little more intangible. But like the right to administer your estate. Nobody else has a superior claim on your estate. Oh, well, maybe they do because you haven't made one. All right. Anyway, the idea behind this is that once we have the Duns numbers, stare decisis, they have no ability to claim that they are not private corporations. So all the patriots and all the other motherfuckers out there that have done and muddied the water as much as they possibly can, here is the bottom line, peoples. You have common law, and it's mentioned in the Constitution for the United States. It's also mentioned in the Hawaii State Constitution, not the State of Hawaii Constitution, the Hawaii State Constitution, that common law is the law of this land. We are in the common law. All right. So common law or contract, right? This book right here, From Whence the Common Law Arises, from this book. All right. So I would recommend you read the thing. Like I said, it's in every courthouse. You might want to know what's in here, but this is where the common law comes from. All right. If it's not common law, there needs to be a contract. So show me the fucking contract or shut the fuck up. Simple as that. Common law or contract. Demand the contract. Demand the the contract or obligation upon which they rely. All right, enough of that. Let's go over here. Oh, I didn't talk about Safemoon. Safemoon up today. Why Safemoon up today? Oh, because they had it's right. It went up and it went right back. Well, it didn't go right back down, but it definitely has risen. Safemoon is a crypto that is interesting. If they pull off anything like what you think they're gonna, or what they say they are, that's gonna be worth some serious FRNs. You're gonna have to trade a lot of FRNs to buy one of those cryptos. Like right now, what is it for? I haven't looked recently. Let's just take a quick look at our friends over at Bitcoin. Oh, it's back up to 44. It's on the rose. All right. So I can't remember who it was that was doing the charting, but if it passes 44, we're going to 100. It's as simple as that. It's not going to go straight there, but we're going to 100 and then eventually 300. It will eventually pass its new highs. What is it? It's up in the last 7 days. It's up 9%. Ethereum in the last 7 days is up 17%. Ethereum's sitting at $3,059.25 as I read this. Bitcoin is sitting at $44,359.11. Let's see here. And then we can go over here to Theta, the other coin I like a lot. It's sitting at 653. Earlier in the day, it was up in around 7 or something. But you can buy this thing cheap. And if I was you, I would buy it. We are going from... Yeah, it's spent all this time sitting there. I'm looking at the chart, sitting over $7. And then just as I start making this video this morning, it's back down to 34 or so. Or 654 is what it's showing. I would get some of that while it's down here under $7. Because the bottom line is, as they've all been telling you, we are at the end of Pisces and moving into Aquarius. So the time for doing everything together has passed in schools. All right, you're going to get your information by yourself. You're going to get your information you're going to carry your own water. You are going to get the information singularly, not in groups like it was before. So like in, small groups like this, like we got 8 people. I think the most I had was 11, and the most I'll ever have is 11. I'm never going to have a following of thousands, right? And the information I'm giving you is some of this stuff costs a lot of money to get. But anyway, and you're getting it for free. And so because you're getting it for free here on the tubes, you think it's worthless. And I know most of you have done jack and shit when it comes to doing your paperwork. I'll skip this one. Skip that one too. Oh, this is very good. Turns out this is a good one. Here's a good book. This is the new format because that was out of print and they came up with a new print. I like this. You might want to read this one. Definitely worth your time. Works for the cats. In fact, one of the cats might want to pay attention when the cats start writing stuff down on paper. And I think that's going to cover it for a couple others over here. Oh, wait. Where's that other one? It's Title 10. See, I've been studying. Yep, right there. I've been studying that. All right. Because I live in a state that used to be a kingdom that is now conquered and occupied militarily, and they have a private corporation known as State of Hawaii doing the legal business for this state. But under Title 10, being that we are in occupied territory, you might want to know what's in Title 10. And this is the law of land warfare. Land warfare, notice. So anyway, Title 10. I would take a look at Title 10 if you are in the state of Hawaii. Because it tells you that technically the Marines are in charge, but they stay on their little base and they don't get involved in the affairs of the corporation as little as possible. But right now, we got war games going on and stuff is happening. I'm telling you, big stuff is happening, not little stuff. And you got about, I'm going to say 2 weeks, maybe longer, but not much longer than that. They have told you in no uncertain terms that they are moving shit around. I have friends in Montana that have seen the trains go by. I have friends in Arizona that have seen the trains go by. Full armored vehicles and tanks and stuff. They're doing something. What are they doing? I don't know. I have no idea what the plan is or how this is going to work out, or how, but looks to me like it's going to go hot, or there is a massive saber rattling going on right now. There have been rumors of ships at sea. Can't tell you, but I know Navy and Marines are doing stuff. And because Navy and Marines are doing stuff and aircraft carriers carry Air Force, shit's happening. All the armed services, including the Coast Guard, are doing stuff. And see, it's just exercises because need to know basis. Even the guys that are taking part in the exercises may not realize that they're getting set to go hot at the lower levels. The upper levels, I'm going to go with chicken kernels and above, absolutely know what's going on. Maybe even the, what do you call the oak, the leafy kernels and majors. But the idea is something's going on and you guys had best prepare. Get yourself some water, get yourself some food if food is easily available. That may not be the case shortly. And that's just good advice anyway, whether it comes to what's happening with the weather and quote unquote the changes to the climate. And you can go, if I would go look up Ice Age Farmer on wherever he's got videos up. He has lots of great information about how they're trying to fuck with the food supply and make it so that in this time of hyperinflation, or we're looking like we're going to head toward hyperinflation, you have lots of fuckery going on when it comes to the supply lines and food chain, trying to make it so. And what they're going to try and tell you is, oh, we can't afford animals anymore. We can't afford meat. We can't afford pigs. We can't, and they're killing out the pigs because there are actual pandemics, actual diseases that or infections that kill the host. Pigs are susceptible just like we are, and they not too long ago pretty much wiped out the pork population in China, and it looks like they're trying to do the same in the United States. Also, I was just going to say, and I got into this conversation, the time for trying to wake the Muggles up is past. If you haven't figured out that they're not going to wake up, well, sorry for you. And that includes mom and dad. That includes your sons and daughters. That includes your brothers and sisters. That includes your cousins and friends and relations. The guy in the cubicle across from you at work, where the fuck you are. You're not waking these people up. It's obvious you're not waking them up. The time has come to educate those who have woken up, those who have refused to do that, and educate them. Oh, and along those lines, crap. Do I have it? I should be here too. Yes, I do. Oh, nope, that's not it. Yes, there it is. This is happening, and this is not free. But much of the information that you've been getting from me will be here in nice, tight little packages with stuff you can download, and it's nice and organized. And they, this one guy, he charged like $1,000 for his seminars, and this whole seminar with that one guy that charges $1,000 plus 4 other people is happening soon. You could come to Maui if you wanted to, or you could get it online. But anyway, for $500, this is a freaking deal. These people have all been successful at what they do, and I've seen the results now. I was sworn to secrecy. Literally had to take an oath of secrecy, and I can keep a secret, so that's not a problem. They all know it. But I've seen some of their paperwork and some of their methods, and I've seen that they work, because there are people here on Maui that have gotten in trouble, actually in the state of Hawaii, that have gotten in trouble for refusing to wear a mask and refusing to, right? And, because, it's, what is it? August now? What are we now? It's, God, I can't believe I'm still on Maui, and it's August 8th. Florida has been open for a fucking year, and Hawaii is still, you can't go anywhere without putting a mask on. You want to get into a restaurant, got to put a mask on. Then you can take it off from the hostess table to anyway, while you're eating, of course, you don't have to wear your mask. Just stupid, because nobody can read the box. And you should make them read the whole box. Then the point is that, it's been a year that Florida's open. South Dakota never did close, but Hawaii is still shut down, and they are still trying to make money off of contracting with you if you don't follow the rules and orders. So I think it's time to read that. Holy crap, you guys been going to town over here. There's only how many of you? 9, and you got, I got stuff where I got to go down further. Hey, wait a dictionary.
So what?
Where's the dictionary? I was wanting to read out of that.
Okay, I'll bring it.
Thanks. Look at this. That just happened.
Oh,
I know. Just anyway, I don't know. I'll fix it later.
I had a bucket in front of it, so you won't look at it.
Right. I'll put something there. Anyway, all right. So where am I at? I'm reading some of these. Let's just look over here for a second. Let's see here. Oh, don't use words you don't understand the meaning of. Okay, so you guys are having your Doge, really? Anyway, find out about theta and the fact that none of that shit works without theta. And again, moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, centralization versus decentralization. Theta makes it so that even DNS, right, denial of service, won't go through if you're using the Theta platform, because they decentralize everything. So anyway, T Fuel and Theta, and then Safemoon, we'll see. I think the people in Gambia might have done a little bit of due diligence before they started working with those guys. So calling it a rug pull is just FUD. That's silly. Anyhow, I was going to go read this before I lost my... And look, my computer's starting to overheat. And the other day when I dropped it here, yeah, now it's noisy. So I'm pretty sure you hear some noise in the background. That's just the fans on this ancient device. All right, let's read this and call it a day. Actually, there's plenty of stuff I want to talk about, but hold the phone. Where'd it go? And look, we're not even an hour in. Yay. So this will be brief. And like I said, I apologize if the microphone is doing the wind thing. Oops, which is why I should have put this stuff back over here so that the wind doesn't blow across it. All right. But there are rules that they play by, and you should learn some of the rules. Okay. So see, I have a friend that I went to school with that works at risk management. So I'm writing her a letter. And basically I just say, aloha, Rochelle. I am Ben Rogers, a.k.a. Ben H. Rogers, a.k.a. Crouton Ramon, who tutored your niece in mathematics. How is she, by the way? I'm sure she's growing up too fast to your liking. Too fast for your liking. My sons surely are. I am writing in my capacity in propria persona, sui juris, civilian non-combatant, the living man, not the corporate fiction, which I am authorized to represent, for which I am authorized representative. Oops. And look, I'm going to have to be careful because my computer is about to lock up. I can hear it. It's making noise. So anyway, where am I at? I am writing in my capacity in propria persona, sui juris, civilian non-combatant, the living man, not the corporate fiction for which I am authorized representative. To you, in both propria persona, living woman, and one who acts as first deputy corporation counsel. She's corporation counsel. If it wasn't a corporation, why would they need a corporation counsel? Maui County is a private corporation also with a DUNS number, and I give you that, but you guys don't live here, so who cares? Congratulations on your promotion, by the way. She's first deputy now. She's not just one of the guys in the office. Anyway, I am formally noticing you, Office of Risk Management, right? Because I could be talking to her, or I could be talking in Office of Risk Management, so I put Office of Risk Management in all caps, that I have no contract with State of Hawaii, DUNS number 077676997, County of Maui, DUNS number 077680155, U.S. District Court of the State of Hawaii, DUNS number blah blah, Judiciary Courts of the State of Hawaii, DUNS number blah blah, or any other corporate for-profit taxable court, office, or agency. See attachment, which is going to be that document, right? Or their officers, agents, employees, or their delegates. If you disagree or claim that I do, please provide the contracts or obligations upon which you rely. That's simple. To be clear, your corporation and I have no contract. I am non-assumption, see 28 U.S.C., and I have no facts or evidence that I have any duty to perform or that I am under any obligation to said corporations absent signed, endorsed contract. I am a person beyond the seas. Oops, that should say the, not correcting as I go. Okay, the person beyond the seas. If you disagree, please provide the contracts or obligations upon which you or your employers rely. See, I'm not coming at her, right? She just works there. And I went to school with her for like 5 years, and she's cute. And she's probably, 50 something now? So calling her cute isn't exactly correct, but I mean, she's one of those women that even as she gets older, she just continues to get better looking. It's a rare thing. Anyway, let's see here. I write to you because I require the names, addresses, and contact information, including phone numbers and names of persons responsible for all bonding surety companies for the state of Hawaii. And I give the DUNS number again, and County of Maui, and I give the DUNS number again. I am told Colonial and Travelers underwrite the sureties, but I am writing to you for confirmation. I require the policy bond numbers for the state and county, along with contact information. Expect future information requests for individual employees, particularly those who are authorized by the state or county to carry weapons. Risk management, state and county, should be made aware that various employees of state of Hawaii and county of Maui, and I put those in all caps, are placing your government service corporation at risk through their unlawful actions. This places their personal bonds, if any, at risk, but also the umbrella bonds of their employers. Those who violate their oaths and my fundamental unalienable rights, secured by the Hawaii State Constitution, the Constitution for the United States, and other charters, will be held liable. As you well know, notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Consider this formal notice, although you will receive endorsed hard copy by mail, right? Because this is an email I'm sending to her. Further, I will remind you that as an employee with an oath of office, you are a sumsit and have duty to respond timely per USC 552A. Okay, I couldn't remember if it's 553 or 552. It's 552A, and 5 USC 552A is the Privacy Act. All right. I have no facts or evidence that any mayor or governor may write rules and orders that are binding on those whom they have no contract or with those whom are not in the employ of your government service corporation or upon any living man or woman absent contract. Oops. Let's see here. Wait, I just make a small correction here because what the hell? Did my computer just lock up? Let's see if my computer locked up. Nope, there it is. All right. All right. If you disagree, please provide the contracts or obligations upon which your employers rely. Again, your employers, not you, right? All right. I have no facts or evidence that any constitution or charters have been suspended or that they can be suspended, superseded by any code or any statute or by any decree declaration of any employee of any government service corporation, including but not limited to governors or mayors. And then there's the Abbott case, and I have that. That's the case in Texas. It's like 71 pages. And anyway, I have that case. Does EGA have some kind of protection that the governor of Texas, a much larger state, has? Let's find out together, shall we? If you disagree, please provide the contracts or obligations upon which your employers rely. I have no facts or evidence that there is now, nor has there ever been a microorganism isolate. For some liberal tears, lube up the thing. Delicious. I have no evidence that there is now or that there ever has been a microorganism isolate known as or described as the novel, all caps, SARS-CoV-2 virus, commonly called COVID-19. I refer you to the recent court decisions in Alberta, Canada. This alleged virus has been the excuse used to create emergency authorizations, mandates, legal rules, and orders issued by governors and mayors absent any lawful authority that violate unalienable rights and violate solemn oaths by said persons to the constitutions that were written to protect the fundamental inviolate rights of the people living on the Hawaiian Islands. Please provide the contracts or obligations upon which your employers rely to take such actions, keeping in mind that the HRS, that's the Hawaii Revised Statutes, is not law, but evidence of statute and regulation applicable to those, or applicable, depending on your diction and upbringing, applicable to those with emoluments. Further, I have no facts or evidence that PCR tests used to create cases are either accurate or reliable, or that PCR tests have been calibrated using isolates of COVID-19. I allege that it is impossible for PCR tests to distinguish between, notice I put the word allege, right? It's important because anyway, you can't accuse, you have to, it's allege. Anyway, let's see here. I allege that it is impossible for PCR tests to distinguish between COVID and the flu or any variant absent isolates. If you disagree, please provide any facts, evidence, or science upon which claims to the contrary by your employers rely. Absent verifiable contracts or obligation, or facts and evidence to the contrary, or any other documentation that supports your claims and actions, or supports the claims and actions of various men and women acting in their official capacities as representatives of government service corporations and their employees, officers, agents, or delegates, criminal complaints for numerous violations of 18 U.S.C. will be filed with appropriate authorities based on the grounds set forth above. This is formal notice. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. I'm pretty sure this video is going to get deleted because I just mentioned the naughty words. but
Get with it. I'm waiting. Memorize it.
There you go. Oh, dude, we've been doing photo reading, by the way, and photo reading makes it so that a lot of stuff in this book jumps out at you. It's not thin, but it's a good thing to have under your belt. You should have a pretty good grasp of what's in here. All right, let's see here. So I was going to read. Wow, and there's still 9 of you left. Okay, that took like 10 minutes. And that letter isn't finished, by the way. There's a few other things I need to put in there. Basically, oh, where'd it go? Basically, I'm giving them formal notice, and they better respond with facts or evidence, or I'm going to fill out, oh, and here's the time to do it. Let's put it there. It's not there. Is it here? Yes, it's here. I cannot stress enough to you people, or to anybody, that oh, come on. There it is. That you need to read and take to heart the information that's in a treatise on arrest and false imprisonment. And then The Authority of Law is another book you might want to get under your belt. All right, let me go back here, and I'm going to put that in the, oops, not that one. This one. I'm going to put it down here in the comments. All right, so one more time. I do it like every video. All right, and then Black's Law is there. What's the Black's Law edition that he has? He has the online thing. Oops. He has, what edition does he have? He has Bouvier's there. He has Black's Law 4th edition. All right, and this is the thing you're going to see. Normally, in a real world with non-insane psychopaths running it, each edition should have more, not less. But it turns out this is 5th edition. The one that I just gave you here is 4th edition. And what they've done is actually take words out. Same thing, Bouvier's. The reason why the Supreme Court uses Bouvier's is because they have fewer words, not more words. All right. Let's see here. Here's a big word, deposit. All right, so I'm not going to read it, but deposit starts over here, goes through all of this. All right, when you see multiple pages, you should probably find the definitions of the words. The one I wanted to read to you, though, and I read to you, well, actually, let's just read this one for fun. Oh, look, contract. Let's see here. Contract starts over here, goes all the way over here. That's 2 pages. And continues on over here, all the way, like, it's a big word. So you should probably read the definition of contract. You should probably read the definition of property. You should probably read the definition of rights. Because I know my rights. You do not know your rights. You don't even know the definition of the word. Why don't you get the book out and read it? If you want to be ignorant and free, You want what has never been and what will never be. Abraham, or no, excuse me, that was Benjamin Franklin. All right. Dare, I like it. That's in here. Let's see. I used to get in all kind of. They used to tease me constantly for reading the dictionary, and now it turns out I didn't need to read enough dictionaries, and I didn't read the right dictionaries. I used to read Webster's, and Webster just bastardized the whole thing. All right, so here's a word that you want to know, and that word is bond. And look how long the definition is for bond, because there are so many kinds of bonds. I mean, it goes on for days also. But let's just start with the first couple of paragraphs. Bond, the certificate or evidence of a debt. Seems simple enough. On which the issuing company or government body promises to pay the bondholders a specified amount of interest for a specified length of time and to repay the loan on the expiration date. So you take out a loan for $100 and then you say you're going to pay interest for 4 years and then you're going to pay the principal back, right? So for 4 years, you're only going to pay interest. Let's say the interest is $2.50, 2.5%. So each year you pay your $2.50, and then the next year you pay your $2.50, and then anyway, 4 years later, and then on the last at the end of the term, you pay the $100 back. All right, that's a bond. That's evidence of debt as opposed to equity, like which is stock. Which anyway. All right, so in every case, a bond represents debt. Notice how they kind of pointed out the fact that bonds represent debt. All right, get your happy Black's Law. You can pull it up over here. See, I like these because you can do this, right? You can just flip through. Whereas with that, you got to scroll, and look how freaking thick this is. And sometimes when you do the searches, it doesn't show up. But anyway, or it doesn't take you to the page. But I like to just be able to scroll. And then here's the thing. You should read the words around the word. What comes before and after bond? After bond. See, and look, it's here. We've got performance bond, personal bond, premium bond, railroad and bonds, redeemable bond, redelivery bond, refunding bond, registered bond, removal bond, reorganized bond. I mean, there's a bunch of bonds. That's the R's, right? Leasehold mortgage bond, junior bond, joint bonds, debenture bond, coupon bond, county bonds, government bond. All right. You might want to know about bonds because you are a bonded free man. You have bonds. Every time you go to court, they bond you. All right. So after bond comes bondage. Bondage, slavery, involuntary personal servitude, captivity. In Old English law, villeinage, villein tenure. Such is prohibited by the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Except in cases of punishment for crime. So what do? They make everything crime. You grow that plant, it's a crime. You don't wear your seatbelt, that's a crime. You're speeding, that's a crime. You're driving recklessly, that's now a crime. Even if you don't injure anybody. In the common law, needs to be corpus delicti. Where is the injured party? If there's nobody injured, you haven't committed a crime. All right. That's not actually up for adjudication, but you kind of got to let them know that you know and that you can cite the res judicata and you can cite Throckmorton and so forth. Throckmorton basically says fraud vitiates everything and their documents are fraudulent. All right. See, because that's the thing, and I can't draw the picture anymore because I don't have a whiteboard behind me, but if you can picture the square in your mind, right? Cause no harm, cause no loss, don't disturb the peace. What's the one where that gets you to step off your square? Mischief in the contracts. See, you don't recognize the mischief in your contracts. You don't because you can't understand the words because you went to public school just like I did. Well, I didn't go to public school. I went to public school in grade school. I went to a private school in high school, but they were still teaching out of the same syllabus. Let's put it that way, just for a lot more money. And we were a little more rigorous than the other guys. But the bottom line is, they didn't teach us this shit. I didn't learn this stuff in high school. You should have learned this stuff in high school. You should have figured out how to unfuck yourself, but they didn't. They didn't even teach you the words. So you basically are bonded free men, and you don't know how to get out. And because you are considered to be tacitly approving, or you haven't. Have you written a letter? Have you let them know that you don't want to be bonded? Have you written them anything at all to say that? Wait a minute, I'm not a U.S. person. I thought I was a member of this republic thing, this American Republic, this United States of America. No, it turns out that you're the chattel property of United States Corporation through unlawful conversion. And we've been over this. And if you don't understand it, there's a crap ton of videos. And these guys will explain it to you too. Oh, and by the way, it's just go to the austinmeetinggroup.com, just like it sounds, austinmeetinggroup.com. And this information and flyer is there. And then it tells you all the stuff that's going to do. And you can participate by Zoom. There's 11 of you here. I bet you one of you does. I bet you not all, right? Because it actually costs money. And anyway, this is worth your time. There's a lot going on there. So anyway, it's the Austin Meeting Group. And they will go over some of these definitions and go over some remedies and things that work. There's some really fucking simple stuff that works, right? Like, duh, I should have known this. I'm not telling you. They will. And if you want to find out the information I have, that one, I'm not being a patriot or anything. But, most of you guys, you have no idea how much information you're getting on these videos. And occasionally YouTube figures it out and they delete them. But a $1 on Patreon is too much. Oh, and by the way, thanks for the pay. I just got $48 and something cents sent to my Patreon account because of you guys. I have a few people that do it because of the mathematics, but mostly it's because of the guys here on this channel. So anyway, thanks for that. I appreciate it. And my Patreon account, I'll put the link later if you want to, because then people say, well, you bitch us up for not doing Patreon, but then you don't tell us where the Patreon is. It's Crouton Ramon on Patreon. If you go to Crouton Ramon's website, the living individual whose consent is to be considered a record, who is considered a record. Oh, I should do that. I should read the back of that document. Oh, that's another thing to do. Oh, and then, see, there's so much I want to do. Children. All right. Since when is children the plural of child? Okay, the word is child. We are children of, no, we're not children. Child, rape and ren. Go look that up. Rape and ren. Children. Ren is plunder. Child plunder. They consider your children theirs to plunder. And if they are children, then they are subject to statute. Oh, well, if you consider them children and you use the word children, then judicial courts of the state of Hawaii have some jurisdiction there, and they have an interest in your children. What you have, motherfuckers, is sons and daughters. Learn to use the language, because the language is being used against you. So, sons and daughters. Living individual. Really? The name Crouton Ramon identifies a living individual whose consent is of record. I made this name up. Now, there is no place on the internet that Crouton Ramon isn't me. This is unique on the entire internet. All right, so cleverly enough, I managed to turn this thing over and started reading the back of the piece of paper. Right? So, interesting stuff here. Attention, Madrid Protocol registrants. The fuck is the Madrid Protocol? Maybe you want to look that up. And then it says C 15 USC section 1058 1141K. I haven't gone here yet, but I just went burr. Okay, so if they mention a statute on their documents, Psalms 119, teach me thy statutes, teach me thy statutes, teach me thy statutes. So they seem to have mentioned a statute back here that I never heard of and have never read. 15 USC 1141J. So 1141K and J. So I'm going to be interested to see what those things said. And again, I never heard of Madrid Protocol registrants. So maybe there's a little information there that might unlock a piece of the puzzle as to how it is they consider a living individual, and have confused us with thinking that a living individual and a living man or woman is the same fucking thing. And it's obviously not the same fucking thing, because that's not a living individual. Although I'm going to try and get this living individual passport. and some other identifying documents. And the picture on the passport, actually, if I want to be a complete jackass, I'm going to put no graven images, but actually I'm going to just give him this ugly mug, and that'll be a picture. And see, I've been doing this repeatedly now. Is that you? Because we were at this rather large meeting. I've been doing a lot of fun stuff since last you've seen me. And you know, when people break out their idea, I say, "Is that you?" And they go, "Yeah, it's me." And I'm like, "That's not you. That's a picture of you, right?" Airplane. They tell it to us in movies, right? They try to get you to say that's you. That's not you. It's a fucking piece of plastic. You're authorized to represent that, and it says that on your checks. If you get your checks and you get one of these happy things out, any of you that's got a checkbook, go look at the signature line and read it. It says authorized representative. You are the person, you are the living man or woman, you are the son or daughter of God that is authorized to represent that fiction, that DBA, that either all caps name or that title case name. The title case name is usually a DBA. The all caps name is a legal fiction that you were unlawfully converted to at birth. See, and you were born, you weren't birthed. Right? Your mother, you always use this. We always say, "Oh, my mother gave birth to me." No. Ship's birth. You were born. Your mother bore a child, not children, right? And the child's, the man child's or woman child's, that would be you. If there's only one of you, singular, then man child. Singular, woman child. I have always called my son man child. I was called man child when I was a child. I'm now a man. I am now the son of another man. I'm not the son of a slave. I'm not the son or the remnants of, I am the son of a man who was son of another man. We are children. No, we are the sons and daughters of God. Now, you get confused because that people tend to think that's the Christ or the Jesus, but you are a child of God, right? Okay, so then you're going to say children, boonk, you're into their jurisdiction. See how they trap us? It's word fair, it's law fair, it's grammar fair. And we've been fucked since we were children to use their language the way they want us to use their language. So that when we walk into their courts, we are dumbasses that don't even know our names, and they can bet. They make side bets, right? I'm embarrassed. They made a bet with me that I didn't know my name, and they were correct. They offered me, would you get out of our court for $20? And I went, yeah, it sounds pretty good, considering everybody else here was paying $400 and $600 and so forth for exactly the same offenses that were written on my fictitious fraudulent tickets. Okay, so now I know how to endorse a ticket. No contract, without prejudice, 1-308, right? UCC 1-308. I got no contract with your private service corporation, and there is nothing to fucking adjudicate. You are a private service corporation. Got your DUNS number. So can anybody here provide me with a contract? Oh, you can't. Well, then what are we doing here? So now, oh, I have a story to tell. Okay, let's try and make this story brief, because now we won 18, and I was going to try and be out of here in an hour and a half or less. All right. Actually, an hour or less, and I'm already over an hour. But this isn't going to go 3 hours. I'm not going to go for days. To be brief, I am not green-listed yet. However, I do believe they have decided, don't detain this guy because we don't want him in our courts. And the reason why they don't want me in their courts is because I've informed them that I'm the living man. And I'm not the dead. That's why. A summons. Who do you summon? You summons the dead. You invite the living. You're spelling, motherfuckers. You're spelling. All right, so I decided that I was going to get rid of this car that I have because it was a Maui Cruiser, total beater, Malibu Pugsley. I love Malibu Pugsley. Malibu Pugsley cost me $850, total Maui Cruiser. Never washed the thing since I owned it. I think I told the story already here, and if I didn't, you get to hear it again. Total Maui Cruiser, total total freaking, I mean, just like I said, never, I think I vacuumed it out once, and that was when I first got it. I cleaned it up a little bit. But anyway, $850 for a car, lasted me for 3 years. I know people that have payments of $500 on their car, right? So in 2 months, they spent more money than I spent for the whole car. And I was getting around just as well as they were, although not in style, and certainly not able to pick up chicks in that thing. I'm a little past the pickup chick stage, but anyway, I noticed that when I used to drive a Corvette, if you asked the girl if they wanted to go for a ride in my Corvette, pretty much never once said no. If I asked them to go for a ride in my Toyota station wagon or in Malibu Pugsley, only if they needed a ride. Anyway, so I'm taking my car down to go get recycled at Hammerhead Recycling here on Maui. And my driver's license expired. I have no contract with the state of Hawaii anymore. I have no contracts. They've all expired, all of them, right? So I didn't cancel them. I didn't rescind them. I just didn't renew them. Okay. Hammerhead Recycling, like I said, is in the middle of Kahului. Is in the middle of, well, not even Kahului. It's in the middle of the isthmus. It's not even Kahului. It's past Paia. It's out in the middle of the desert down there on the isthmus in an industrial park. Like I said, I did tell the story already, didn't I? So they called the cops on me because my driver's license is expired. Long story short, the cops just called in, decided they didn't want to mess with it, and they left. Oh, and by the way, I came with one of these when they saw me. So apparently my mugshot has been mugged at when they do their in the morning, where they do their roll call and so forth, and who's doing what and who's being assigned to what, and look out, and hey, we're looking for this guy, and hey, we got a crack addict, and so on, or we've got this guy out on the loose. And then it turns out they got a crap ton of missing children posted at the Maui Police Department. They also have a crap ton of children missing on the Big Island. There was a lady I was just talking to yesterday that was going to go work for the police department, and she decided not to because she realized that something's not right here. How is it that we're on this little island and there are all these children missing? And she's kind of an empath. We'll leave it at that. She's a bit of I won't say she's psychic, but she's a bit of an empath, and her gut feeling at that place was not good. Let's put it that way. Let's keep it simple. Anyhow, so these guys decided that, when they got called, that they knew my license was expired. They had it in their freaking hands. The guy had it in his hand. So there was no question. It's also, I'm sitting in a truck in the middle of a place that there's no way I could have got there. I mean, I didn't hoof it there. Right? I didn't go dado. The idea is that I'm not green listed, but I'm still on the don't mess with that guy, because the fact that, as I put in my letter, them guys got bonds because they carry weapons, because if they discharge that device accidentally or on purpose and cause harm, they're bonded. There's a bond covered there that you can tap, that you can get money out of it to cover the loss or damage for accidental, or even if the discharge wasn't accidental, but it caused harm and it wasn't lawful, or no, it wasn't legal. There's a difference. They don't do anything lawfully. It's all legal or illegal. All right. So the point being is, they know now that I know that their Achilles heel is this thing called the bond. Right. So I would pick this book up and find out about bonds, and then find out about your bonds. I've shown you and others how to look up your bonds. And if you don't know how to look up your bonds, you should probably figure that thing out. It's the Treasury Direct account. And there's a website, and just type into Google, what's the value of my bonds, and it'll come up. And then you take the little red number off the bottom of your birth certificate, the month you were born, stick it in there, and you're gonna have to do a couple of searches. I know a guy that took him like 3 hours, but he found 21 different bonds written on his court case. If you've ever had a traffic ticket, there's a bond sitting there. If you've ever been any kind of anything, restraining order, any kind of court case, dissolving your marriage, or any kind of fight, any kind of controversy whatsoever, they've monetized it with bonds. Anything. all the way up to murder, all the way down to, your stray dog and you got a ticket for that, or not having a license for your bicycle or whatever. Every fucking thing they want. All right. And I just realized that Bond, so I talked about that. Oh, I never did read Borg. Go get yourself and go look up Borg, what a Borg is, and then think about Star Trek, and then think about Notice. Oh, and I'm watching this thing. Normally I don't, because it takes up too much of your life to watch these things. But this one is Notice from top to bottom. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, it's called The Expanse. It's on Amazon Prime, I believe. And The Expanse is Notice from top to bottom, especially when you realize the thing came out in like 2017, 18. And now you should see what's going on now, reflected in a cool sci-fi story with lots of whodunit and lots of action and crazy special effects and fun stuff. But the Notice is there. Like Frankenstein's monster. The monster didn't have a name. The monsters, we don't have names. I am Ben Hosea. That's not my name. That's who I am. My family name, or that thing that creepeth, the surname, is Rogers. How did we get the Rogers name? Well, because we lost the fucking war. Get over yourselves. We lost, and we were enslaved for a time. Simple as that. And then we had another war over property rights, and they enslaved everybody and then tricked you into thinking that what they actually did was set the slaves free. That's exactly not what happened. Anyway, let's talk about property. So I'm going to have to look under P. Ooh, mortgage. There's a good word to look up. Who gets mortgages? Interesting. Ooh, negative averments. There's a word to look up. LMN. Non-negotiable instrument. Possession. Port authority. That's a whole other thing I'm going to have to get into, because you're going to have to look at Title 46 and understand you've got some vessels. 3 of them. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Christopher Columbus. Really? Really? Christopher Columbus. Who be Columbus? And where's our capital? In the District of Columbia? Who was that? Oh, Columbia. Not naughty. Nasty old god. Nasty, ugly old god. You don't like Columbia any more than you like Saturn. Let's see here. Let's see. They've kept us ignorant, and you need to take a look at that. Well, we're looking at property. Getting close. Oh, prejudice. There's a word you want to look up. Look how long the entry is for that. And then dockets. Look, a preferred docket. Let's see here. Presenter. Presents. Maybe you should take a look at those. Presentments. The letter is here someplace. You've seen it. But anyway, the unsigned presentment that I got from the IRS, I'm going to return to them because they were naughty. And it's frauds and swindles and fictitious names. And then I'm going to write them a letter and let them know they should stop doing that. And if they have facts or evidence that I am subject to their jurisdiction, please provide it. Evidence of same. Presumption of death. No. Like I won't skip all this. I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's go to privity. There's good. Privy, probate, process. There's a big word, because they give you simulation of process, but they don't give you process. Let's see here. Nope, still not here. Procurement, like it. Profanity. I'm sorry. Property. Here we go. Holy cow, look how long this goes. All right. Proper party is the one before. What's the word that comes after property? Property right, property settlement, Ooh, lots of words. Property tax, property torts. All right. So property. This goes on for days. That which is peculiar or proper to any person. Let me repeat that. Property. That which is peculiar or proper to any person. That which belongs exclusively to one. In the strict legal sense, an aggregate of rights which are. Let me read that again. In the strict legal sense, the aggregate of rights which are guaranteed and protected by the government via those things called constitutions. Okay. Fulton Light, Heat, and Power Co. v. State, 65. Right. Anyway, I go look it up. Right. Okay. So that's the res judicata for the stare decisis of that thing called property. Right. That's a fact. Property is a fact. And there is no argument over the definition in this book. Okay, the term is said to extend to every species of valuable right and interest. More specifically, ownership, the unrestricted and exclusive right to a thing, the right to dispose of a thing in every legal way, to possess it, to use it, and to exclude it, and to exclude everyone else from interfering with it. Your children are your property. They're part of your estate. Now, some people want to argue that your children aren't your property because you can't own anything. Yeah, until they're 18, that's your property. They screw up, it's on you, right? It's not them, it's on you. Now, some people say, no, the right to your children is your property. Okay, I'll take that because it's an intangible. Although the child is a physical thing. The domination or indefinite right to use or this what? Huh? The there you go. The dominion or that dominion or indefinite right of use or disposition which one may lawfully, not legally, lawfully exercise over particular things or subjects. The exclusive right of possessing, enjoying, and disposing of a thing, the highest right of a man can have to anything, being used to refer to that right which has to lands or tenements, goods or chattel, which no way depends on another man's courtesy. All right. I tell you, it's a big word. It goes on for that's just the first paragraph. It goes on for there and there. I would go read property. You got to know what the words mean, or they're going to eat your ass in court. And this is another thing. I have a friend now who's having some issues with the mask thing. And you don't have to show up in court. Simple as that. He can put his paperwork in instead. If he wants to show up physically, that pretty much says they understand. And then here's another thing that I've gotten into. The courts where we have some cases going, and it's not my case. I just did service for it. They don't understand. They literally use the words. We don't understand. We don't understand how our civil actions could possibly be construed for criminal. Because, yeah, it's civil law. But what they're doing is criminal. And so if you are ever involved in any kind of case that you take in, and you ought to be by now, we need to be hitting them from all sides. Now would be the time, or you're going to sit there and get rolled over. If you do civil under Title 42, then stay civil. If you do criminal under Title 18, then stay criminal. But don't try to mix your civil with your criminal. Don't try to mix your Title 42 with your Title 18, one or the other, right? So same thing as with left-hand path or right-hand path. Left-hand path, very simple. That's my left, your right. But left-hand path, that is the path that harms children. Right-hand path, this is the path that nurtures children. I don't even understand how that's a freaking issue for anybody, personally. All right, and don't talk to me about the middle way. Don't talk to me about the middle way. I don't want to hear about the middle way. Left-hand path or right-hand path. Fucking choose. And if you can't make the choice, sorry for you. Okay, I'm about done here. There's more ramblings I can do, but I think we're done. Let's see what's going on over here. I love it. There's Shiba Inu. Fuck that. Never touching that coin. And by the way, just because it's a scam doesn't mean you can't make money. I make money on scams in the OTC all the time, every day of the week. And well, actually, that's not true. Monday through Friday, never on Saturday and Sunday. But there are all kinds of scams. You can make money from these legal scams. The whole fucking thing is a scam. The whole crypto thing by now, hopefully you figured out, is a scam. Crypto, really? Can you make money off it? Yes. If I was you, though, I would take some of that crypto and convert it into silver. Let's see here. No, your discernment, photo reading isn't going to, all that does is put the information in. Then your discernment tells you whether it's right or wrong, false or true. Just because you photo read it, that's all you're doing is putting the information in. Now, that book can be true or false. It can be a book of lies. It could be this dictionary. It could be one of the books that I showed you over here. But the photo reading doesn't help you figure out whether it's true or false or not. Okay. Also, sulfur. Oh, and the other thing, did I not bring it out here? Really? I thought I brought it out here. And that is the, oh, right here, right in front of me. Look, I'm halfway through this one. Get it? This is the Philosopher's Stone. And I don't want to hear from people that, oh, you can't do this or I'm special because, you know, what? No. There was a time when I didn't know any of this shit. There was a time when I was a muggle just like everybody else. And then I started reading books. And it turns out when you read books, you can't help but change. And this dictionary right here, when you start learning the meanings of the words and you read books, and then you go back and read books like Moby Dick, or go see the latest stuff over at, oh crap, what's the name of his channel? It's Patrick Devine, but it's, oh, Radiant Clone. They're so going to pull this video down. Anyway, go over there and look at that stuff and see what you what they have to say about you being a vessel. And this is a vessel. You're in this vessel. I am the captain of this vessel. I am the owner of this vessel. I am the master of this vessel. This is not theirs. This is mine. But you got to let them know that because they claim it. You're considered dead and lost at sea, basically. Alphonse has some things to say about that, but bottom line, that's the easiest way to explain it. You ain't what you think you is until such time as you claim it. The other one is Grand Sheikh Taj Tariq Bey. I'm going to go, after I finish this, I'm going to go watch some, he just came out with another video that I haven't had a chance to watch because it's pretty hard to keep up with the nonsense that's going on right now. There's so much stuff. But the idea that they have, there is no isolate, there is no isolate, there is no isolate. So if there is no isolate, why are you following insane directions and doing this and so on? Anyway, too late for that. I already fucked up and the AI can pick it up. And so if this video isn't here, it's not because of me, it's because others. And see, that's the other thing. What gives them the fucking right to let you to be the moderator for what you see? If you don't want to watch this, change the freaking channel. How hard is that? If you do want to watch this, then great. And thanks for your time. That's it, Crime Stoppers. I think I've had enough. E pluribus unum. Be good to each other. Educate self. Educate others. You got to educate self. You got to know what the words mean. You got to pick up your pen, because if you don't pick up your pen, there's going to be problems. And there's already, it looks like, going to be problems, because they wouldn't be, and you can just go look it up. Google will show you. Largest military exercises in 40 years. Russia, largest military exercises in 40 years. United States, largest military exercises in 40 years. They're just exercising. Don't be alarmed. We're just exercising. Get your fucking food and water together and get ready to hunker down. All right. All you got to do is survive. You just got to survive to the other side. Once we get to the other side of this, is the first time in the history of, in a long time. I won't say it's the first time in the history of ever, but this is the first time in a very long time the Satan worshiping Satanists that rape children are on the ropes and looks like they're actually going to be taken down. Now, what comes after is entirely up to you and me, and they'll be able to fuck you just as hard as you've been being fucked if you don't know the words and you can't express and elucidate your thoughts and will using this on a piece of paper in a form that others can understand. All right. E pluribus unum. I'll talk to you guys. I don't know when I'll talk to you guys. I've been trying to do one a week, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do ones from here. And I want to do stuff on BitChute, but other stuff has to happen before I can do that because of this hard drive and because I have a dork for a IT guy that thinks that anyway. But the idea being is that I can't do what I used to do, which was record and see, I do live streaming. And a lot of times when I was doing the other videos, it would take me like 500 takes to make a video because when I'd stumble like I do in these videos, I'd stop and then I just start a new video and make a new recording. On these, fuck it. It's live. If I'm doing a lot of and ums, oh well, I get to the point eventually. And the idea also is that if you're doing them live, it's more stream of consciousness. And if I'm doing them pre-recorded and I start getting off the track or I just stop and start a new video. And then I can take that video and load it up to BitChute, which, like I said, is pretty well compromised. Cliff is going to start figuring out, Cliff High is going to start figuring out that, it's no good. The reason why his view counts and a lot of the other guys' view counts are down is because a lot of the players won't let you play it. So they're not censoring the video. You just can't watch it. So anyway, Rumble, Odyssey, etc. And I found that Rumble, never have a problem with Rumble. Sometimes it's hard to find the videos, but I mean, once it starts playing, you're good. Also, there's a lot of players out there that only play on 1x speed, and I have a very difficult time watching videos now at 1x speed. So I'm impressed with a lot of you guys, or the 7 of you that are here, watching it live while I'm speaking at this slow rate. A lot of people I know say that they wait for the thing to finish, and then they go back and start from the beginning and run it at 2x speed. And now, instead of spending an hour 42, you only spend, what would that be, 50 minutes or so. Right? Because at 2x speed, an hour is a half an hour. And also, if you get used to that, running at 2x speed, and it just takes a little while to get used to. Start at 1.25 and then work your way up to 1.5 and then work your way up to 1.75 and then work your way up to 2. And you'll find that you get twice as much watched in half the time or in the same amount of time. Or, yeah, there you go. I can do math. Anyway, all right. Monkey, I'm out. I appreciate you guys. I'll put a Patreon link down there if you want to do that. I'd appreciate it. If not, that's fine too. Like I said, this information was supposed to be free, and it's starting to piss me off because I find that here's another fun story before I sign off. For some reason, YouTube decided to mark most of my math videos, and they're just math videos. There's no nothing in there, just fucking straight up math, algebra, and this and that. And they turned them all to private, which is just a pain in the ass that I had to go back and take all my math videos and set them to either unlisted or public. And a lot of them I just couldn't remember whether they were unlisted or public, so I just put them unlisted. But I mean, they made it so that my website, you go to my website and the video would say video not available. And now I got to check my website now and then to see if they changed videos to private. And the same thing on this channel. They'll take videos that they don't like, and instead of now making them or removing them and subjecting themselves to liability, because I have joined that lawsuit, by the way, the class action that Donnie Boy put together. But the idea is they just mark it private and you don't notice, and then nobody can see your video and it won't come up in a search, anything, because it's private. Them sneaky. And that's called censorship. And that shows an intent to deceive and defraud. Anyway, this is coming up. I believe it's $500 early bird special, $1,000 if you wait. I would get the $500 together. You're going to find out some information here that's worth your freaking time. There's one thing that's so simple and so easy. Worth the price of admission just for that. But then they're going to get into all kind of fun stuff. And let's see. Curtis Kallenbach, Darwin Meets God and Summary of Value. That's interesting. David Straight, History, Law, and Rights, Affidavit to Judgment, Controlling Land, Air, and Water Jurisdictions. Bonnie Thomas, Constitution Court Proceedings and Standing Up, because a lot of people are starting to figure out that this thing with self-governance, yeah, we got to do a little bit more than just show up every 4 years or 2 years. Ray Ezra, Oaths and Bonds, you really want to pay attention to that guy. Ron Gibson, Land Sheriff, Attorney, Fiduciary Duty, and Land Patents, another one you really, really, really want to pay attention to what this guy has to say, particularly on the land patents. Also, there'll be Robert William on Roman equity versus exclusive equity. Such and such Martin, exclusive equity, unincorporated trust. Nate, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Verilin, private ministry, unincorporated industries. Will Curry, there's another one. You might want to look at Will Curry stuff. Non-negotiable acceptance and rescission for cause. The rescission for cause, hugely important. Harold Ellis, assumed name certificate and doing business as, plus the passport. All right. All of that for $500. Plus, there's going to be all kinds of. Anyway, come to Maui if you can come to Maui, and you can enjoy this thing. They are looking for help. Anyway, go to the Austin Meeting Group and check it out. This is going to be worth your time. Education, education, education. Educate self, educate others. All right. E pluribus unum. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great Sunday. It's a lovely day here on Maui. I wish I could show you how lovely it is, but this camera won't pick it up. It just turns white because it's so bright up here. I'm up on the side of this mountain called Haleakala, looking down at the Gold Coast of Kihei, and it's gorgeous down there, I have to say. It's beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely day. We're suffering a drought, but and we could definitely use some rain. But when the sun is out like this, you can't help but feel happy, I hope. And I hope wherever you are, weather is nice, and you can get outside and enjoy yourselves. All right. E pluribus unum, Crime Stoppers. I'll talk to you guys soon.